Yo, Bully and the Beast podcast.
Yo,
I'm L'Oreal.
it's your boy Wax. What up?
Wax always late, y'all. You know, I got to tell the truth.
Listen,
We've been sitting here waiting for quite some time.
Yes. You know what?
We got a special guest.
Yes.
Why don't you introduce our special guest?
Go ahead, introduce him.
No, go ahead.
Do your whole
late.
thing. I understand
do
that,
what
but
you're
go
supposed
ahead.
to be doing.
Yo, come on. Go ahead and do the show like we do. You know
we are doing the show like we do. I bully you, and you do what I say. Yes, so we have a very special guest today. We're gonna just say that we're gonna add Black excellence to the beginning of the show today.
I ain't mad at that. I mean?
Because he's doing some excellent things out there. Darrell Alston, right? So he has a brand that is amazing. You can find it in various different places. Foot Locker is one of those places.
Oh, yeah?
You made history with that, I believe, and it's the Bungee brand.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Wax actually brought you to our attention, and we thought that your story was really dope, and we wanted to make sure we were able to share it with our listeners, share it with everybody, so they could get motivated to do great things like you're doing right now. Now, you started out as a sports player. You played sports. Mm-hmm. How do you and Wax know each other, first and foremost?
We actually just met.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what she's talking about.
I thought y'all knew each other.
Nah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, like this is my first conversation with him, actually.
Yeah, I'm over here like L'Oreal. I'm like, somebody tell me something, help me out.
Smith, am I lost a little bit, or what's happening?
I swore y'all knew each other.
No way.
All right, we gotta get to know each other.
Okay, yeah. So let's get into it then. To my understanding, y'all had knew each other, but once you said the sports, I thought maybe y'all played sports together at one point.
Nah, we didn't. I definitely was enthused when I watched when I read his situation and I seen that he played sports and all. So we definitely have things in common.
Okay, so
in common with you too, L'Oreal, since you was a rapper and all that.
Yes, and I've seen that as well. Yeah. So okay, originally you're from Philly, right?
Yeah.
Peace.
Okay. So you started out in Philly, you were playing sports. You actually were you like on the track to make it to the league? Is that how it went?
Yeah, I was in a situation where I was breaking a lot of records in high school and I was supposed to go to college, and I had a few D1 schools that was interested in dealing with me. But at the time I had to choose whether I was going to be a rap artist or if I was going to play football.
Yes.
And for me, I wanted to be a star, but I didn't want to get hit anymore. So it was like, I'd rather try to go to the studio and rap instead. And, it ended up working to my favor at certain points, but then at the end of the day, it kind of messed up my choices. So I kind of wish that I ended up going the football route.
Yeah. What position you played?
I played running back and I played defensive back.
Blessings.
And the thing of it is like what scared me about the college thing is that I used to get over in high school because I was fast. But then when I went to go visit one of the colleges, I realized that the linebackers and all that was the same speed as me.
There you go.
I was like,
and then in the league, they even faster. Yeah, got to keep growing, baby. Got to keep growing.
Yeah, so that's what made me, make that decision. I just didn't want to play anymore. And, like I said, I felt like I was going to make it in the music business, but I didn't realize how crazy the music business was.
Right.
I didn't realize how fake it was either. Like I thought that dudes saying what they were saying was real. I thought that when people promise you stuff that it's real. And it was like, it was the total opposite of what I thought it was. So all my experiences in hip hop were bad to me. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But it led you to where you at today though. So
it did. I remember this one time. The only time that I really enjoyed what I was doing was I did a show where I was opening up for Nelly in St. Louis.
Peace.
And I remember getting out on stage and people knew my lyrics. So
I
just kept thinking to myself, like, damn, like I wrote this in my basement. And now I have all these people singing my stuff back. Like that was the highlight of my music career. But even when I got the numerous deals that I got and all that, it all turned bad. And with me waiting for my album to come out, because I know you probably know, L'Oreal, where it's like they'll give you a sign in advance and then you got to go off for your per diem and stuff like that. I wasn't the kind of person that wanted to live off of that little bit of money.
Right.
So I took my advance and I went and flipped that, and I just kept flipping it. And then
right
when I finished my album, something crazy would happen. I get busted and go to jail.
I
come home, I'm doing all the right things, get busted, go to jail. You know what I mean? And it happened to me 3 different times. And by the time I came back the 3rd time, I just felt like I was too old to be a rapper. And, you know, I had to find other ways to be able to get on. It just wasn't working out. But at the time, when I got my closest to coming out, I was affiliated with Track Boys. You know, the Track Boys that put out, and they did everybody in the club get tipsy and all that. I was affiliated with them. Luckily, I ended up getting on tour with Nelly. So, you know, I was really cool with those guys, and, you know, everything was starting to pan out, but then I ended up getting jammed up again. Last time I got caught, I actually did a whole album with Track Stars, which the Track Stars did a lot of Chingy stuff. They did Right There and all that. So I got a lot of my songs through them, and I got the rest of them through Track Boys. And then I also was working with someone named Yant from Willingboro, New Jersey. He actually worked a lot. Yeah, that's my guy. So I was dealing with a lot of them. So I had a full album done. Atlantic Records was trying to get, you know, the whole label at the time, which was Ragdoll Music Group. And I ended up getting locked up, and I ended up doing 6.5 years on my 3rd. So the first time I got in trouble was 2 years. The second time was 3.5, and then the 3rd time was 6.5. And it was all like back to back to back. So I would come home for like 9 months, get things popping, get the albums done, then go right back to jail for a couple of years. And it was just, you know, crazy. I felt like if the music industry was what they said they were, then things would have been a little bit easier. And a little bit better. But it was like, you know,
you got sold a lot of dreams.
Yeah. And at the time, everybody was like looking at it where it's like you had to be real with your lyrics. Like I didn't come up in the era of you just go ahead and just say all these different things that you don't really need to do.
Right.
So it was like when I was actually saying what I was doing, I basically was snitching on myself, which I look back and I'm like, I can't believe I used to say the stuff that I was
You was the original Bobby Shmurda.
Like I was really snitching on myself. And it's like, right now, when I look back at my career, I look back at old music videos that we did, and I look at or I listen to old songs. It's like, you know, now I had to like retrain myself when I got into corporate America, because like all the bad habits that I had with the slang words, the way that I used to slouch, the way that I used to talk to people, the way that if things didn't go my way,
you grew up, man. You grew up.
Like, right, because you're doing business with big corporations now. Like, so you got to be a little bit careful when it comes to that. So so what made you say, because I know you started sketching sneakers while you were in jail. So did you ever draw before or did you just say, I'm bored, let me just pick up a pen and a pencil in this?
What happened was I had a phone call from my mom. And at the time, she was at a company called Martin Marietta, and they were starting to do a lot of background checks. And a lot of the people that had bad backgrounds that they found out about, they were firing them on the spot. So when I had my call with her, she was like really upset. Like, I don't know what you're going to do. Like, you've been to jail for possession with intent to deliver like 3 or 4 different times. And I don't know who's going to hire you. So you think about what you're going to do, because when you come home, you're going to be done. Like, it's over. So I remember going back to the cell, and for the first time I prayed. Like, I really didn't like Jay-Z said, the only scriptures I ever read was on the arms of my niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never really got into God. I never really had
my base. That's my base.
And what I did was I got back to the cell and I prayed. I know it was all wrong. I know the way that I prayed wasn't right, but I just asked for some.
You can't pray wrong.
Yeah, I just asked for some sort of guidance. And you know, once I got done praying, I want to say probably about like an hour after, something told me to pick up the pencil and the paper that was there and sketch something. And you know, I sketched it, and I wish that I had the original sketch here. I do have other sketches here right now, but like the very first one that I did, it came out like it was a shoe laying on a piece of paper.
Wow.
Because I never in my life drew anything before. I never tried to draw a smiley face or nothing. It just
not a smiley face.
Yeah, it just wasn't in my MO. So it was like when I did it and I showed it to my cellie was like, yo, like, you need to consider, you know, creating your own, because I actually did an Air Force One first.
Yeah.
Then the second sketch.
Did you look at one and like draw, like, or this was off of memory?
It was off memory, because what happened was right before I went to jail for the 6.5 years, I ended up opening a sneaker store on South Street. I had a customized sneaker store on South Street in Philly. And, you know, I remember going to New York and grabbing like boxes of Air Forces. And then I would take them back to Philly. And then all the artists and stuff that I hired, they would like paint on the shoes. So I used to look at it. And, you know, at the time, Busta Rhymes used to come down to get his sneaks and a couple of different Eagles players and stuff like that. So we had a lot of celebrities that came through the store. It was called Sneaker Freaks Boutique. And so the Air Forces was just like really, really in my head at the time.
Right.
Because that's all I kept seeing. And even at the time, I was even still intimidated to even paint on the shoes because I didn't think I had the talent to do it. So I was hiring other people to do it. So, you know, I sketched it and the shoe came out so dope that my celly was like, yo, like, you should consider doing your own. So when he said that, I immediately sketched the shoe, and the shoe that I sketched again, it just came out perfect. And I'm just like, yo, like, I already know I'm not going to be able to be a sneaker owner. So what I could possibly do is just sketch all this stuff up and just have it for artwork when I get out of jail.
Ain't that crazy that sometimes we talk ourselves out of exactly where our path is? Like, you didn't think that you could do any of that stuff. And then when you did do it, you still was talking yourself out of it. So it's just crazy how we doubt ourselves when all along we have the answers and you know, to everything. So we're going to get back to your story in a second. We're going to take a second. That's right. We're going to take a second and we're going to help some people out. And then we're going to get back to your story and talk a little bit more so people can, you know, get to know you a little bit better and also get to know your brand. Because one thing that we love to do here on the Bully and the Beast podcast, we always love to uplift our people one way or another.
Shine a light on our black.
That's right. And how we're spending money on Nike, like you said, Adidas, this and this, that, and the third. We can be putting money into our own people, our own products.
I can't wait to start talking about that topics. I have some stuff for that too.
Let's get, we'll get into it.
All right, just one thing real quick that I just wanted to say real quick about that. I think that when it comes time, and I had to learn this the hard way, but when it comes time for us supporting each other, I feel like we as a business have to be ready for that support. Because a lot of times we have stepped to get our businesses together and we're not all the way right. Whether it's the quality of the products, whether it's, you know, we just don't have our stuff in order and then we're expecting our Black community.
We're trying to re-up on them.
So we'll get into it. I'll tell you my story about that.
Get some good work in the beginning. You know what I mean?
Exactly. All right. So we're going to get into the first DM that we have. Now, you know how it goes. You need some advice. All you got to do is DM us on Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah. Where?
At the Bully and the Beast podcast. Right?
No.
Smith.
At Bully and the Beast podcast.
That's what I said. At Bully and the Beast. At Bully and the Beast podcast.
Okay, on Instagram. Slide in the DM. Write your story out, and we'll let you know what we think about the whole situation. Now, let's get into it. What up, Wax and L'Oreal? I love you too. Smith, you're a gem. Unlocked, twerking in the building.
Early.
They done hit everything. Okay, so boom. Check it out. I got a doozy for you all on my burner page because wifey be looking. I'm a 38-year-old man. My wife is 37. We've been married for 5 years. We met 10 years ago and instantly we clicked. She is my best friend. But lately, these strikes been adding up. She lost the Cartier wedding rings I bought her. Them Johns cost me a lot of money, man. I paid off her student loans, bought her a Mercedes truck. She got back in debt about $13,000 buying Herbalife. I paid that off too. I bought us a home. Now she tells me she's back to $20,000 in credit card debt. What the fuck? She's fine as hell, but her sex is weak. We have sex like once a month. And all she does is just lay there. I'll be tired. Don't get me wrong. I love sex, but it gets boring. She doesn't even work. She stays home with our 5-year-old and I do 90% of the cooking. I'm just tired, y'all. What should I do? Damn, where this nigga at? He got the wrong girl.
Bro, you ain't beating them cheeks up. That's what it sounds like.
He said her sex is whack.
But he ain't got no control over the sex, man. Listen, you ain't even making her squill. She just laying there. Like, you gotta pinch her butt or something.
Pinch your butt.
You gotta pinch your butt. You need a squill. Something gotta get your pride right.
It seemed like he's doing everything. Maybe what y'all think? You ever gotten bored in a relationship, even though the person was doing everything you want and asked for, but you just got bored?
Yeah, that's usually when you the relationship get bored, when you got full control over this person. You know exactly what's going on. It's like, there ain't no challenge. Each relationship really, really needs a challenge. If you ain't got it, it's getting a little boring. It starts with sex too. It's one of the first things that go.
He has a challenge. He got to keep up with her credit card bills.
That's why he's out the house and she getting smashed by the milkman with the weed man.
Something's happening. Did anybody ever deny you sex, Darrell, while y'all were in a relationship, and like maybe they're just like, I'm not in the mood?
Not that I can think of. I've always been fortunate in that department for some
right.
Somebody told me not tonight. Somebody told me not tonight.
They did.
Yeah, but see what my thing was, I never really committed to anything. So I think that, you know, like, since I think that when you're not committing, I think that the woman is more interested in trying to give you everything.
Everything.
You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, when you commit, from what I, was told, when you
commit, real shit, gets
to the point where it goes to one time a month.
No, not that bad.
But when it comes time for my situation, I was never really in that position.
So you've never been in a relationship?
Nah, not really.
Really?
Yeah, like from the rip, I've always been chasing my goals, and I've been.
That was your girlfriend.
I needed to do, so I never really took the time out to even really put myself in that position. Nah.
But you also just told on yourself, because you said, you don't do the relationship because if not, they give you everything. So that means you're never going to get in a relationship, because in your mind, it will always be better outside of a relationship, because you think everything comes with outside.
I don't want to say that though, because in all actuality, I just feel like you do need that one person that's going to be there for you when you're going through stuff. Like I do miss the situation where it's like, if I'm stressed out or going through something, I can have that person to call and talk to and stuff like that. So I do.
But you choose to be a player from the Himalayas.
When I find that right situation, I'll jump.
It's going to grab you, man. Ain't nothing you can do about it either.
Yeah.
But are you a cheater in relationships, or have you not really, because you haven't been in a relationship, but you dealt with someone, right? You've dealt with somebody for a period of time. Have you ever felt like stepping out? Like, do you tell them? Like, because it's not a real relationship, since y'all never made it official.
Since it's not a real relationship, I would definitely just say,
honest.
I'm talking to other people.
But you wouldn't be like, I just slept with somebody yesterday.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, you don't want to hurt nobody. Yeah, you don't hurt nobody.
How is that hurting somebody? You're being honest, right?
But if you're honest from the very beginning and say that, this isn't an exclusive thing, you don't have to make an announcement every time you do something.
Yeah, you gotta slow down.
You have to say from the very beginning.
I want to hear the announcement.
Yikes. She a glutton for punishment though, bro.
No, because it's more so I want to know what I'm dealing with. It's not like you have to be like, yo, I just fucked yesterday, but like, yeah, I'm sleeping with this girl. Like, so let me know so I don't sleep with you.
Wow.
Like that's how I'm gonna look at it anyway.
If the dude want to smash, he gonna say he ain't do it because he can repent.
But like you, what about lazy sex? So at first you're dealing with somebody, the sex is amazing, and then it starts to just be like, all right, go ahead, put it in. Like,
you know, the love is lost.
Yeah. Do you have a conversation about that, or you just move on to the next one?
You can't control your feelings, man.
Okay. I think in my situation, I've been in that situation before where, the person may say, I'm tired, just go ahead and do what you do. And I do it.
Really? So you don't mind the starfish?
Nah, not all the time. I mean, I wouldn't want it all the time, but if I'm in a mood and it's 3:00 in the morning, you gotta do that 3:00 rollover. And she's like, go ahead and handle your business.
Put it over, yeah.
I'm not mad about that. I'm gonna go ahead and handle
my
business.
For real?
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I mean, I don't want to do that every night, but I wouldn't mind it every once in a while. I don't care.
Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna keep my eyes closed. Just put it on.
It's cool.
Lord. Do you think that you could fuck a sex doll?
Nah.
For real?
I'm not doing that.
Wax?
Nah, I mean a flashlight I did before. That was just one time too, just to do it for no reason.
So
And
you
I'ma keep
would
it 1
try,
million.
but you would try.
Would I smash a door?
Like the ones with the boobs that like are boobs?
I don't know. You know, I ain't gonna lie to you. Cause I don't like to practice bad habits. And what if I like it? Then now I gotta order me the best one. That's me. That's why I don't that's why I don't cook, because I gotta be the best cook in the world. I don't wash clothes because I'm gonna be the best fucking guy, like in Paid in Full. I'll be that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Just don't do it, man, because if you have that kind of personality, next thing you know, you're gonna be in your car with the doll in the passenger seat.
Nah, but really what I'm gonna do, I'll be over here selling these motherfuckers. That's me. Sex doll.
I would have trust Wax because I would have thought that he would have hit the doll first and then tried to sell
That's
it.
what a wax doll is.
I'm gonna try it out for you.
Yeah, I tried it out.
How you think I know?
Shit was good. So I brought that up because there was a guy, a cable worker, and I guess he went into somebody's apartment, a man's apartment, and what he found was a little disturbing. I'm gonna show y'all.
What we got? Yo, can you make it bigger?
Those are all sex dolls.
Listen, man.
Sitting on the couch, lined up, all surrounding all over.
But this guy could be a prop dealer. He could be a prop dealer.
The guy said, I got out of there before he was wearing my face over his. What would you do? Like me personally, if I came into a man's house and I seen some shit like that, I definitely would be terrified. I would call the police.
Yeah,
I would be so, but like where
how you
else
sleep like that?
Right. He said he likes them. Where else would you put your sex doll though? Like in the closet?
Yeah, you gotta fold that thing up, put it somewhere else.
It's too many though. It's too many.
You can't fold it up because it's like real. Rubber. It's like rubber.
Yeah, it's all latex.
And so there's somebody that is really, really, really well known that I heard he has sex with sex dolls. Ooh. And he's a guy that constantly has a lot of women around him. But for some reason, I heard that he's addicted to like fucking sex dolls. For some strange reason.
Sometimes he probably just want to release inside of something. He can't release with these girls because the girls gonna take his money. So he can be actually being smart about it.
What Bill Cosby did. So you know, let him go ahead.
Damn, is that the only two options? Bill Cosby
hey.
It's all the same thing, isn't it?
Oh
what,
my
smashing the doll?
I don't like laziness. Like I've had somebody that I was with that was amazing in bed. And then like after we were together for a little bit of time, he just started to be like, you do all the work. And I'm like, this is whack. Like
you should have tried to go all crazy one night.
No, but nobody don't want to do that every night. Who wants to do that every night? Like,
listen, I know man, what you rode the roller coaster. What the fuck you try to get back in the car for? Drive that roller coaster home.
No, you was driving a roller coaster too. So bring the same energy that brung me in. If anybody starts fucking with the sex, relationship done.
Yeah. That's mutual agreement. Am I saying the mutual thing right? Yeah, mutual agreement.
Liberty Mutual.
Early.
Yeah. So what's the advice that you guys have for this 38-year-old man and his 37-year-old? She has no job. He's paying everything. She keeps running up these bills. She don't want to fuck. Shit is whack.
Let me hear what you got, brother. What you got?
I don't know. I wouldn't be able to be in that position. You know what I mean? Like, and I know it's kind of hard because he has a kid with her. So it's like, if you're really trying to be a good dad and you really want to keep the family together, you're gonna have to deal with it. So I suggest trying to work it out, man. You know what I mean? If you want to try to be there with your family, just try to, come up with a happy medium. But if she's not willing to bend and she's spending all your money and all these different things, you're gonna have to try to figure something out. Put her on punishment. Don't let her pay for something. I don't.
Yeah. Why do you think he's not talking to her about just her constantly running this debt up and thinking it's cute and fine.
Because the way you start a relationship, that's how it is. Don't try to change it in ninth inning. Because the only reason why he's still allowing it because he allowed it. And he could have stopped it when he wanted to. He could cut them cards up. And he'd be like, yo, I ain't linked to that shit no more. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Or he need to sit there and find one of her friends that he laugh at all her fucking jokes and then slow her motherfucking ass down.
So y'all don't see anything wrong with her losing the rings?
All that sloppy shit. She was getting fucked. Them rings got fucked off her. That's why she laying in bed with this nigga.
I think a nigga robbed her. Like
this nigga sound like he got a stomach, bro.
Why would your ring be off? Like, especially like a band. I could see if you took your engagement ring.
This shit got smashed off.
She took both. Like I keep rings
like
on.
This.
Yeah.
Nah, you probably rub your hair a lot. Your rings came off.
I'm sorry. That would have been my first red flag. Is the rings being missing? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing? How you get smashed that crazy? That's the first thing I would think of.
And how you can't even be successful at Herbalife? Like, you're not bringing anything to the table. You know what I mean? You're just taking away. I would definitely have a real serious conversation with her because I'm pretty sure you love her. You've been with her forever. So I would have a conversation before I look at it as just, let me cut this off, whatever. You could do that with a relationship that's like 1 year, that's
2
not
years
that serious.
Yeah.
But when you have a child involved, and also don't stay somewhere you're not happy.
Yeah, and the child, he said it was 5 years old, so it's not like it's, like you said, a 1 year relationship. Like
and he said, they've been together 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years is big.
And he did call her his best friend. Yeah, so obviously the feelings are so the
best friend and your girl is getting you. You know what I'm saying? So if you get mad at your girl, you can't even get mad at your best friend. So you gotta talk to your best friend about what your girl did. Which one of y'all motherfuckers read of the debt?
And let me tell you something. Maybe that's how
he needs to do it. Maybe he needs to talk to his best friend about it.
Yeah, curse the best friend out and then the girlfriend you love.
And put a limit on those cards. I don't know what the hell you're doing. It should be a spending limit.
Why would you give her a $20,000 fucking spending limit? Ass?
I want to run up your credit, bro. Like, what are you
I need a motorcycle, nigga.
I need a lot of things. Since you giving out free money. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't care, wife or not, she's taking advantage.
And she ain't just sitting there. She getting smashed by somebody making her rings come off her fucking fingers. Nigga, she's sitting there laying back with you.
Or she's just so sloppy that she knows that you're gonna replace them and she don't give a fuck about your money.
That shit inside of somebody's couch. That shit inside of somebody's couch.
She was like, I don't even know where I left them shit. And he done spent his life saving on that motherfucking shit.
Hey, where your rings at? I don't know.
What rings?
Damn.
Come over here and bend over and come get it.
Bernard wife back home, she can't get him.
No, she's tripping. Look, she tripping. He definitely needs to sit her ass down.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna get into a second DM.
Yes.
Now it says, "Hey y'all, I would like to remain anonymous." Why? So I had a friend, and we kept falling out because she is just not a good person or a good friend. Whenever we went anywhere, she was just rude to people. Bad vibes, bad energy. She talked shit constantly. Never spoke to me though. She'd never text me unless I text her first. And when she was mad about anything, this bitch would talk about whatever it was on Twitter and Instagram. Wow. Like, for example, she'll talk about having fake friends on Twitter. I've always called her out on it, but she's normally just like, that's not even about you. But I know she is talking about me because this chick don't even have no friends but me.
I like her.
One day, but look, she said, until one day, she said to me, yeah, it's you. She tried to tell me it's her account. She could say what she wanted to say. Mm-hmm. I just cut her off by texting her, and she tried to turn everything on me about how I'm a bad friend.
She sounds like a horse.
Huh?
Sound like a horse.
This girl sounds like a horse?
Yeah.
My question is, I was wrong for cutting her off, and how can I deal with her, being as though she's still my sister's fiance, and she lives with my sister who lives with my damn mom.
Oh, she stole her sister's fiance.
No, they're friends. So basically, the sister, no, now you confusing me.
Go ahead.
Being as though she's my sister's fiance. She's engaged.
Oh, she's your brother.
Yeah.
And she lives with the sister.
Yeah.
And the mom.
Yes.
So listen, they got castor oil out here. Make her have the shit sometimes. You know what I mean? You know how girls always want to be fake. No, y'all don't like each other and shit. Y'all hate y'all hairdos. Y'all hate y'all fucking shirts always. When a girl don't like you, she be like, oh, I like the way your makeup look. Because she don't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? She hates your hair. She hates your fucking clothes. So around that time, when you make some tea, I go to tea or whatever, put a little castor oil in there and make sure there's no fucking toilet tissue in the bathroom. It's always other ways to skin a cat.
Because that makes so much sense. And that's the best advice
castor
I've
oil.
ever heard.
And it's going to clean her out. So she'll stop being full of shit.
Okay. All right. That's one way to look at it. What do you think?
I don't have these kind of problems. And if I did have that kind of problem, I would probably just end it. Like, I don't think that I would stick around and try to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like if you're like, for me, I'm the type of person where I appreciate every minute. And I think that I spent so much time in jail that every minute that I wake up, I want to enjoy my minutes.
Blessings.
So if there's anyone that's bringing any kind of drama my way, or anyone that's bringing any kind of stuff that has me questioning anything, I don't want you around me anymore.
I get out the way.
So
Time is precious.
I'm agree with that.
Time is precious,
I tell you,
baby.
whenever I walked away from negativity and negative people and negative things, I've never grown so much in my life. And when I tell you, like right now, I'm actually going through it. I've like separated myself from a lot of different people. And it was because various different reasons, but a lot of it is it's one thing to talk about your friend to another friend if you have an issue and you're like, listen, this is what happened. If you're not like, oh, that bitch, that nigga, talking to another friend about a friend is one thing. To go and it is more like, yo, what you think? Because XYZ, to go on Instagram, Twitter, and social media where it's like, this ain't family. You know what I mean? This ain't where you come. This ain't friends. You know, this is strangers and people that want to see you sad, and people that get off on seeing you like that.
Seeing turmoil.
You go in there, and I used to do that too. Like more so.
I'm happy you grew up. Yeah.
Shut up. Sub relationships more than anything. Like you like, you want the dude to see it. Like niggas that supposed to do XYZ, and I might repost a little meme. You know what I mean?
Never.
But I'll still repost things that mean something to me, but sometimes people think it's about them, and I'm like, nah, I'm just saying that's a word. You know what I mean? I don't want to have any relationships with anyone that I have to sub, that I can't go straight to and tell them this is what the issues are. Because that's not your friend, you know? And there are so many people out here that's fake and have fake relationships and fake friendships for benefits of whatever the case. Whatever it benefits them. So definitely stay away from people that feel the need. But in this case, you know, she's in the family, right? She's there. I would say, you know how Homer, he goes in the bushes and like one step at a time.
Get out the way. Get out the way.
Slowly back away from this person.
Yes, man. And I always say relationship is a relationship. And in any relationship, if you got to ask a question, even when you're walking out of a job, like, I wonder how I did in that interview. That's a problem right there. If you ask your girl, I wonder if he loves me. That's a problem. You hollering at the dudes like, I wonder if he going to treat me right or whatever. If you got to ask that question, you should not be in those situations.
Right. I wonder if this is my friend. That bitch ain't your friend. She's your brother's fiance.
Ask that.
She's whoever's fiance.
A friend,
I was so confused.
A relationship, you would never have to ask if that relationship is solid. You never got to ask because you know the love is there. You know the respect is there. You know the loyalty is there. If you got to ask that question, it's already passed. Go.
Right. It's like Wax never has to ask me. He knows that I hate him.
I can't stand her.
It's just genuine.
Perfect.
You know, you got to do that, but you got to be real with people in order to, you know, anything. Like, even if you did feel like you had an issue, as far as the other person, it's like, come to her and be like, yo, I don't like how you be doing X, Y, Z.
Or use castor oil. Castor oil is good. I've just started using it too. And actually, when the last time y'all cleaned yourself out?
I do herbal detoxes all the time.
Blessings.
And
I'm just checking people's health. You know what I mean? I like that.
You can tell you don't because your skin.
No, I'm actually okay. You know what I'm talking about?
No, it's a little ashy.
It
like
probably is. It probably is. You know, I'm not gonna lie. It probably is a little bit. But I do need to put a little bit of lotion on my hands too. But it's all good.
Okay, so should she avoid her when she goes to mama's house on Sunday for Sunday dinner?
Nope, keep your enemies even closer. Get that castor oil.
I forgot I got my bell over
castor
here.
oil, baby.
I do. Keep your enemies close is a very big thing, but also sometimes you got to cut the evil out at the root. So I like to keep those kind of people away from me. Any kind of negative energy doesn't do well for me, like, period. So move on, you know, be pleasant. She's in the family. You don't want her to choke your mom in her sleep because she's mad at you. You know, just be cordial.
Ooh, yeah, and your mama lived there. Ooh, you gotta be
get easy. Your own place. Why is she staying there?
Because
I would definitely encourage her to move the fuck out. Okay. Now,
you gotta be easy too. That's her brother Cheeks, so she gotta be easy.
We gotta reiterate, if you need any advice, you can hit us up. You can even leave a voicemail. We need some good voicemails, y'all. Some good juicy ones. Yes. Make sure y'all hit us up at
347-679-6118. They holla at us, yo.
Yeah, because we don't have no good voicemail for this week, child.
No.
So y'all better get it together. We got two good juicy DMs and all that good stuff. I have a question for y'all. Has there been a woman, have y'all had women that squirted before? Do you make every woman, can you make any woman squirt, or is this certain women for y'all?
Who's gonna answer this first?
Let me see what you got.
Whoever, because I have a question.
All right, well,
yeah.
I'll just be fully transparent. Right now, I pretty much could do it to anyone. Because when I was in jail, I read books on how to do it.
Okay, when you said I was in jail, I didn't know where you was going from there.
I was in jail, you know, I just had time to read, so I read up on it. And then when I came home, I started like watching videos on how to do it. And, you know, every woman can do it. It's just that, you know, it just depends.
They got to concentrate.
Each person, it takes a different amount of time.
Yes.
You understand, to be able to make it happen. But for the most part, do it, so.
And you know, I sit there and say, when I do it, I feel confident I can do it to anybody, right? And then it's just like the ones that
you meet your match.
You meet your match, and I just ain't got the time. But I can do it. But if you got that time to be out there and do what you got to do, put the spots, but she got to like always relax and just let it happen instead of say, I got to pee. It's like, yo, listen, it's pee anyway. Just pee.
I look at it like this.
Give me some confidence.
I'm putting the time in, so that way I don't have to worry about going through them issues that them two DMs were. And you make them. Sometimes I'll put the time in and don't even have sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to make sure that they
get it right,
sexually satisfied. And most of the time when you do that for people, they get that love back, and you get the love back in other ways. It's not always for me. There was so many years that I didn't have sex that sex isn't even a priority for me anymore.
Peace.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, like, you know, of course I enjoy sex, but it's like, you know, I had 13 years without it. You know what I mean?
So you learned how to block it out your mind.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, I can satisfy someone, and as long as they satisfied, that satisfies me.
Peace.
So how would you feel if you were with a woman, everything was perfect, everything was great, and you being the king of squirt, you can't make this particular woman squirt, but she squirted before. Would that hurt your ego?
It wouldn't hurt my ego. It would just make me keep chasing. Because there was a situation that I was in that it took me a while to be able to make it happen, but I knew that I could make it happen, but I just kept trying. Like, I'm competitive. So it's like, I don't get a bruised ego easily. I would just keep trying to find different ways.
That's it. Like, I'm gonna make this happen.
See, I feel like as a woman, I have to lie. So the reason why I have to lie, if it's somebody that I've had sex with before and they are asking me like, yo, can you have you, whatever. And I know I have, right? And I know that it's certain.
Come on, man.
Because here's the thing. I know, because I'm
fucked
gonna
up.
tell you why. There's certain guys that I've dealt with in my life that could literally make immediately, right? And then there's others that just never have. Like never.
L'Oreal, you peed on somebody? Yeah.
I'll throw pee on you.
I
right
don't want
now.
no problem. So you did. You throw pee on them niggas.
I'll throw monsters pee on you. Okay.
monster?
Anyway, yeah, monsters. Anyway, so yeah, I dealt with this one guy and he was really fixated on it and he never could do it. And I felt bad after a while, like, damn, like he's really, like, I feel like it definitely hurt his ego. I feel like he, like in his mind, he wasn't the best person that I had sex with because he couldn't make me squirt or whatever the case. So now it's weird for me to even admit with certain people, they'd be like, have you ever squirted before? I'd be like, all women can squirt. Like that's always like my rebuttal. But I know so many women. Smith, have you ever squirted before?
Miss Smith is a young lady. She's 16 years old. How you asking her that?
She is not 16. Do not do that.
I am 24. No.
See,
you,
but
Smith.
everyone can. It's just not everyone knows how to make it happen. And
Yeah,
I don't.
somebody can make it happen. Sometimes you might even have to use a vibrator or something. Like, we gonna get this shit out of you. This what you
Let me
really
tell you
want?
something.
Let's
This
do it.
nigga tried everything and he
Sheesh.
could not. He couldn't do.
Maybe,
And
maybe
then
you should have called one of your exes up. Ask
yeah,
how to
but the
do it.
crazy
Oh my
thing is, the crazy thing is,
ABACABB. I know what that is. That's L'Oreal
that's
shit.
exactly, yo. It was sick. It's sick because a
ABACABB.
guy that I used to deal with, I dealt back with, and it was immediate. Like he knew.
Combination.
Like
It's a combination of a lot of people. Sometimes it's low, sometimes it's up, sometimes you got to play with the top, and then.
am I wrong
if they make it
for
do this?
calling though? Should I call and be like, can you teach him?
Oh yes, you talking about Bull's
I think
ego.
that'd be kind of wrong, especially
Yeah.
if you did that and the ball still didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? But
You think he still
honestly,
might not?
He
Nah,
may
yeah.
not. He may not have the touch. But you know, like what you should do is you should try to show him and like try to teach him and be like, I like.
I
it
don't
like
know
this.
how to do it. He got.
Yeah, well, you gotta pay attention when the person was doing it right. But
I
That's
don't
in a
want to.
one
combination.
piece of advice that I can tell you, all you gotta do is just look it up. And there's plenty of videos out there. The one thing that I noticed that's better, that makes it easier for me, no matter who it is that you do a massage first down there. Like it's a massage that you do, like on
You
the
gotta
way
relax
off.
on. Relax.
And you get them relaxed. And I do that for like 45 minutes before I even try to do anything.
Jeez, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
Really?
I put time in. You gotta
Yeah,
put
you
the
put
time in.
that time in,
You know
Fred.
what I mean? So it's like, I think for real, and I could be real, is that, you know, again, being as though I spent so much time away from a woman, I
Jeez.
appreciate a woman 10
Yeah.
times more than the average dude.
God bless him.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I respect every body part. You know what I'm saying? I make sure that everything is touched and caressed and kissed and all that. And then, I mean, a lot of people try to jump right on it, and it's like, you can't do that.
Yeah, that seems like what wax probably does.
Nah, I'm okay.
I
God bless. I'm blessed.
don't know, like what I couldn't imagine, like
That's what I'm
wax
saying. L'Oreal, you
trying to be
peeing on people.
sexy.
At least I'm
Like,
not
do you
peeing on
like
people.
sachet? Do you sachet into the room with like a silk?
Who, me?
Yeah.
How you gonna say sachet though? Oh my
Listen,
God.
I'm happy I don't even know what that means.
We should make you spell it, motherfucker.
All right, but
Okay.
listen, I'm gonna tell you how the real trick how to have a girl squirt, and this is for all girls. Drink a gallon of water before your man come over, and he got you.
It's nothing to do with pee. Because when I tell you the first time I did it, I was like,
Yo,
oh
see,
shit,
that's
what just
funny as
happened?
hell, man.
I did not feel like I peed. I definitely
That's
was
fucking
shocked.
pee.
No, I was just shocked. I was like, what happened? He was
Yeah, I
like,
took
you
a
know
lot
what
of water.
happened?
You
You know what happened, motherfucker. I was just like, I was shocked. I was shocked.
Just
okay?
like men, because we got to be comfortable too. Like some places, if I pull my meat out and try to pee, if I ain't comfortable, ain't no pee coming out. You know what I'm saying?
I can't pee in front of people.
That's what I'm saying. It won't just
Yeah.
come out. And that's how it is from girls. And once that shit get comfortable, that shit just gonna come out.
No, Wax, it's not just, they said it's
Drink
mixed
water.
with different things. Like it's like a woman's ejaculation mixed with discharge, mixed with
Jesus.
all kind of stuff. But anyway,
You
let's
just made it
move
sound
on.
real bad when you talk about some discharge.
Because it's true.
Yeah,
Got
that
me
sounds like
regretting a lot of
one
my
tongue
decisions.
soup.
Yeah, because you was like, and now you're like, wait a minute. How
Long
long did you
time.
wait until you had sex when you got out of jail each time?
Good
No, I
question.
So
had
was
sex-
it that night?
I had sex within 2 hours of me being out.
Early.
For real?
No,
Did you
I-
have like different
After
women?
6.5 years.
Give me that.
After
I
6.5
need
years,
that
like
real
I
quick.
got the person came and picked me up before we even got a chance to even get to where we was at. We pulled over and handled that.
Yeah,
I
early.
know that's
Get me
right.
Get me
Like,
right.
nah. I was counting down for like years to that day.
Yeah,
I'm not
peace.
waiting until a couple of days or a couple of weeks after. Nah,
You know what I'm saying? That's a Scooby snack.
yeah, and then I had to go to a halfway house too, so I was still locked up.
Oh,
Peace.
So I was like,
right.
I had to handle that before I went to the halfway house. And
Mhm.
then when you first go to a halfway house, most of the time you may have like a 7-day lockdown. So
Mhm.
even though I first came home, I still was locked in for 7 days after I got out.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about, did you have numerous women that you dealt with while you were in jail? Like the jail talk phase.
Pen
Did you go
pals.
through that?
At that point, I think I was entertaining anyone that wrote me. But I had the one that was I was really serious about. You know what I mean? Like it was, it was a little bit different.
You was killing it.
Yeah, and then when I first came home, I think that after I was gone for so long, I was kind of like hesitant to even leave the house for real. Like I would go to work and I would go straight home. I didn't know how to work a phone. I didn't know how to pump gas. Like everything changes. And it's like when you're out here, you don't see the changes because it kind of just goes along.
Right.
But if you're gone for a while and then come home to something totally new, I didn't even know how to turn the phone on. Like I remember when I first went to jail, it was about the flip phones. We had like the sidekicks and all that. And then I
Yeah.
come home to an iPhone. I don't know how to work that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like,
Yeah.
I still don't know how to work this shit.
Yeah, he don't.
yeah, I got
Wait,
it now. But when I first came home, I couldn't do it at all,
That's
So,
crazy. Okay, so we're gonna get into the round table talk starring L'Oreal. We got a couple
Yeah.
topics. We actually added some of the topics into what we talked about, but we do want to stop and talk about this. Did y'all watch Snowfall this season?
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yes.
Yes,
I can't wait for the end of the story.
What is that?
yes. So, okay. This reminds me a bit of Snowfall because in the wedding episode, something similar happened.
They got inspired.
Yeah. They spiked the chocolate and everybody went crazy. Well, here
They spiked it with what?
LSD.
Yeah, LSD, and they were
that was
all tripping out.
laxative. Damn, that's too much. I
Why
would've
would you
did
ruin
like-
somebody's wedding with a laxative? and
Amazing.
everything?
Listen,
Anyway,
can I tell you this one story real fast? 'Cause
No.
it's kind of funny. Just real
if
fast.
it's about shit, no.
No, it's not about shit. Is that I went to a cookout the other day. It was like Wax bring the food. So you know what I did? I got a bunch of fucking White Castles. And who's gonna turn White Castle down? But everybody's stomach gonna be fucked up.
For a cookout,
Yep.
you
As
got
my
White
food.
Castle for
I
a
got a
cookout.
bunch of fucking White Castles, and now everybody had to eat White Castles. Who's gonna turn it down? And that's the only food. Everybody starts. No, you're not turning down White Castle.
I'm turning it down.
And I ain't get no surf. I had a couple of surf and chicken rings. That was for me.
Oh, so you got everybody else. Excuse me. You got everybody else to think the murder burgers.
Murder
White
burgers.
Castle, I'm not
baby.
gonna lie. White Castle is kind of fire.
But that's what I'm saying. If you eat one, you might as well eat 20. 'cause
No, but
that's your
but
ass,
I don't
literally.
eat meat. But they got some stuff there for everybody. But anyway, let's get into it. A Florida bride and caterer were arrested for lacing the wedding food with weed. The Florida bride, now the caterer, they both got locked up. They spiked the food with pot, including weed-laced lasagna. They said, I thought some people thought they were having heart attacks. Some guests were so
They ate too
overcome.
much.
They ate too much. They were so overcome by the edibles that they began to vomit
No.
and began to be transported to the local
I
hospital.
bet you that was all the fat people eating too many fucking chocolate shit.
Several irate attendees pursued the case, and investigators collected samples of everything from the lasagna and the brownies and the chocolate-covered strawberries and alcoholic
Woo!
pudding shots. I never heard of alcoholic pudding shots. I know the Jell-O shots, I'm gonna need to try those. Anyway, after a probe, deputies arrested Glennie and caterer Jocelyn Bryant of Jocelyn's Southern Kitchen in connections with the incident. So obviously, like we said, this is just like Snowfall. Do we got a picture of them? Of course, the caterer is Black, but the bride is white. So
okay.
it's an equal opportunity crime is what we're gonna call this. So yeah, what would y'all do if you found out somebody laced your food, just period, with shrooms or something like that? Because Wax, you smoke weed. I don't know if you smoke or not. Darrell, do you smoke?
Yeah,
No.
I don't play around with edibles.
You never smoked in your life?
Not in my life. I never drank before either.
Never took an edible.
I don't drink. Yeah, and I'm scared of edibles. And I'm scared of edibles. So that would make me think I'm having a heart attack for real. I don't fuck with edibles.
Yeah, edibles are.
I don't see how people could do that. Like, yo, you think that you ain't even here? I ain't got time for that shit.
Especially that much. You know, if you're taking so much that you're vomiting, that has to be a lot.
Because they put it in the food, in the sweets, in the drink.
How would you do that?
Family.
That's crazy.
Whatever idea, they deserve to whatever they're gonna get coming.
Somebody hired them. Somebody knew. Somebody read the fine print.
I ain't gonna lie. The wife looked like she was high still in the picture. Like
a good ass time.
She's smiling. The fucking Black lady was like, "Why the fuck did I listen to this bitch right here? It made me fucking throw my shit away." Because I know it was the white lady's idea.
It sounds like it.
We're not gonna put weed in lasagna. Come on, no. The brownies, okay.
The brownies piece, but we ain't gonna fuck the lasagna up like that.
Nah,
you went overboard.
You gotta warm that up for the next day. Lasagna always tastes better the second day. Like you're not gonna warm up weed. Like that's weird.
Nah.
Anyway, would you allow your partner to put Ring cameras in your bedroom to check in? So this girl actually posted, me and my boyfriend got Ring cameras in each other's rooms so I could tap in whenever I need to. If you don't like it, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care.
Yeah, what type of fucking girl is this? She must got cheated on by her fucking lover, her fucking life.
No, you wouldn't do that?
No.
Would you give them access to your Ring cam on your house?
Nah.
Why? What do you have to hide?
It's not about hiding anything. It's about privacy.
Do you live here?
But it's for your safety.
That's what she'll say.
If something happens to you, she needs to know.
Nah, family. Nope.
Damn.
Call the cops.
What about locations? Do y'all share locations when you're serious about somebody or in any kind of situation?
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I'm gonna protect that heart, so I need to know where mine is at all times.
So you'll share locations, yours as well, or the just
of course, yeah.
Oh, so you do have a Ring cam?
No. A Ring cam is like, especially in your bedroom. Also, that's kind of really wild. That's like, I mean, I don't trust you at all. A man, you don't have no privacy. You can't even jerk off. Like, come on, family. That's kind of wild. You can't even check your balls. You can't do nothing. Like, you got a Ring cam in your bedroom. That's like full privacy. Eat, sleep, and shit. If you interrupt that, you don't love nobody.
And I feel like anyone can hack those things. So now you just gotta have somebody, some creep and fucking across town staring at whatever's going on in the crib.
Like, that happened in a movie, right?
Nah, probably. Because they
American Pie?
Well, they can tap into even your computer, your phone. Like hackers can tap into anything. Wow. So you got to be a little careful. And I would have never want nobody that wants that much tabs on me. It's like, yo, what the fuck is up with you? That you feel like you gotta
That's usually who it is. That's usually who it is too.
I'm not doing none of that.
So you're not doing locations.
I don't need to know her location. She don't need to know mine. When she tells me where she's at, cool. But I'm not, for me, I have too much stuff going on. I don't have time to be trying to monitor what someone else is doing. I definitely don't want anyone monitoring me. It's just not.
Yeah. I mean, like in my case is like, I'm only going to check it if it's like, if I can't get in touch with you or if I think something you're in danger or something like that, I got your location, I got you. Other than that, I'd never even look at it, tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? If mine getting looked at, all right, peace. You know what I'm saying? But I'm always keeping 1,000 with somebody. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't give nobody I'm not committed to and telling that I ain't doing nothing, it's just me and you. I wouldn't give nobody else that.
Yeah, I'd rather give my location to like a friend because I feel like everybody should have at least
your
one
father,
person. Yeah, mother, father, friend, cousin, sister. Only because things are so wicked nowadays. You just to be on the safe side, a motherfucker could be like, all right, so and so good. Like it ain't even to see where. Like me and my homegirl, we share a location. I don't give a fuck where she at. Not like that. But if we needed to find her, that's what it's there for. I don't. I don't check and be like, oh.
I think that situation is different than you having an overprotective person.
Boyfriend.
Yeah.
That's different.
You'll know the difference for
like,
sure.
You know, you sharing it with a friend, or if you going to it, like even if you're in a relationship and you feel like you're going to a place that's, you know, that may not be that safe. Peace. Okay, cool. But for the person to just like sit around and just keep monitoring.
But when you stop it is the problem. Like say you're like, oh, I'm not really sure. I'm gonna share my location with you to your significant other because I'm going to across overseas.
Might be drinking tonight, or
but here's the thing: you got it on. My spidey senses will go off when it's like location turned off. Like, how do you get upset? Like, oh, bitch,
my phone died. The phone died. The phone died.
No, because you eventually gonna want to take it off, is what I'm saying. So when are you gonna safely be able to do that without seeming sneaky? While you in the house sitting next to the nigga, like, let me turn my location off.
You shouldn't be sneaky.
Where I am.
You shouldn't be sneaky. I think all hoes should be hoes, and if you're a hoe, and if you want to be in a committed relationship, be in a committed relationship. I think you should chill the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? But you want to be a whore. I enjoy people being whores, man, because I was a whore out there. I was a fucking whore. But when you try to be in a committed relationship, just try to chill out.
Yeah, but even when you're in a committed relationship, if you give someone that kind of permission, that could turn into a more aggressive person, and it could turn into a more of like some type of ownership rather than a relationship.
Don't put no chokehold.
Like you shouldn't give somebody that much control because you don't know what that control can do to someone. And it can start off innocently, but when someone controls you that much, it'll turn into something more and more and more, and you don't know where it can go. So
that's why you gotta let people dig their grave. Now, if I ever stop you, then I'll never see who you really are. So I want to see what you're capable of. If you even start stopping people in their tracks, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna try to find a way to try to do it another way. So I want people to act like I don't even see nothing. I see you do something or whatever, or you ask for certain things. Let me see how far you go when you got that in mind. Let me see your character of that. Go ahead.
Who initiates that conversation when you do start sharing locations? Is that you?
No, definitely the girl. You know what I'm saying? They just want to see. And what I do for a living and stuff like that, you might want to know where my location at. You see what I'm saying? I don't mind giving that up. You know
I never asked a guy that. I've never been like, hey,
L'Oreal, you're not like that. You know what I'm saying? The guy's probably asking you. It's a little different in your situation. Yeah, you're different. You're not like the, you know what I'm saying? Like you walking down the street and I need to locate. That's not L'Oreal. L'Oreal like, oh, back up, nigga.
Fuck around with me if you want to, Wax. Okay, We're gonna get into Black excellence, and that's where we're gonna talk about Bungee brand. And you know, one of the reasons I've seen that you decided to name your company Bungee brand is because of all the ups and downs you went through in your life, and the fact that you were able to continuously bounce back, or now you bounced into a great, you know, situation where you've changed your life. You're doing something that you love, something that you're passionate about. What advice would you have for somebody that just feels like nothing is working out for them? It's constantly maybe bad news after bad news, and they just need a little bit of uplifting, especially like the guys that are in the prison system, because some people feel defeated. Like, I can't get a job after this being on my record, or I can't do this, I can't do that. What was, I know you said God, but what was some of the things that you told yourself to keep yourself going with talking to God and all that?
For me, I just looked at it like, you know, I like money, and I definitely was not trying to be broke. And when I first came home, I was determined to not sell drugs again. So I felt like in order for me to be able to get to where I need to be, I have to do this, because this is the only thing that I'm going to be able to do. Come home from prison, especially after having a criminal record like mine, you're not going to be able to walk into a Fortune 500 company and get a job. Like your jobs are like slim to none at that point. So in my situation, the only drive that I had was I'm not going back to jail and I'm not going to be out here broke. So those are the only two things that I kept having. And it was like problem after problem after problem after problem. And it went all the way from the time that I came home from prison all the way until recently. Like, you know, even though I'm in the position that I'm in, I still get served bad news. But then like the next day, things, you know, so it's like, for me, I just looked at it where I'm hard-headed. I don't take no for an answer. So when I first came home and decided that I was going to start the sneaker company, I had plenty of friends that was like, man, you think you Gucci? You think you this? You think you that? Like, and they were all like trying to shoot my dreams down. I remember when I first got my first order, I got played. Like I got played by the manufacturer. Like I was supposed to get a certain type of shoe and I ended up getting something else. And I remember, you know, I was still excited. I was still trying to push it. And I remember when I first started posting it, people were like, what are those? What are those? And, you know, I'm fresh on from jail. So I'm thinking it's a compliment. Like, yo, they put all the like they really on my top. Like, let me push these sneaks out. So one of my homies ended up hitting me up like, bro, like they playing you online.
Yeah, family.
Shit down. You know what I mean? And it was for me, instead of me getting down on it and was like, yo, like, yo, damn, they played me. I'm not going to do it anymore. I looked at it like, nah, I'm going to fix this. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to make it better. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, I really didn't take no for an answer. And I just kept graduating and graduating. And then finally, I spent my last little money to go to Vegas. I found my manufacturer over there in Italy. And then, you know, I just started my own thing again. And, you know, again, I'm the kind of person, I'm not going to take no for an answer. Now, I know that everyone's not determined like me. So if you don't have it in your heart 100%, you're not going to make it. Like I look at different entertainers right now. Like I'll be watching Nick Cannon. I'll be looking at Steve Harvey. I'll be looking at all these different guys. And it's like, you know, they work their asses off to get to where they are. Yeah. So for me, I don't have downtime. I don't have time to sit back and feel sorry for myself. I have this thing where it's like, if I get bad news, I got an hour to sit back and say, oh man, what was me? But after that hour's up, I got to get right back at it. I got to get it cracking. So it's like, you know, miraculously in my situation, I was running through the city of Philly trying to get into small boutiques to be able to hold my shoes or house my shoes. And I was getting turned down left and right. By the time I got to like the 75th one and got turned down again, the next day Foot Locker calls me. You understand what I'm saying? So 75 turned down, and then I end up getting a major chain like Foot Locker. So it's like, to me, I look at it where it's like if 100 doors get closed in my face, the 101 probably be that one.
Great attitude.
So I didn't really get a chance to really, you know, vibe on it the way that I wanted to vibe on it. But it was like, I didn't really care how Foot Locker found me. I looked at it like I paid my dues to get to that point.
I know that's right.
So that's what my ultimate thing is. Like, you know, if someone tells you no and you're willing to quit, then that's not for you. Then
ain't the one.
I'm not. No one's ever going to tell me that I can't do something. I'm going to figure out a way to do it.
Yeah, everybody got a door.
The sneakers are fly. The apparel is fly. You talked about some of the issues that you had in the music industry. We hear a lot of things when it comes to the fashion industry and Black people, Black designers being kind of like pushed out, or, you know, it was once upon a time where it was hard for any Black designer to get in. We're starting to see a bit of a shift, you know, with different brands, even like the Telfairs and this and that, where it's luxury brands now that we have our own businesses. We spoke on Black businesses earlier a little bit, and the support, the lack of support that sometimes we give each other. And then some people just thinking, oh, well, because I'm a Black business, you should support me. You know what I mean?
Let me give you an example, because I wanted to talk about this earlier. Yeah. Now I'm going to tell a little story real quick, all right?
Okay.
I'm going to make it quick. Okay, I remember around the time that Gucci got was under fire because of the blackface. Remember that? And everyone was like boycotting Gucci, and they were all trying to support Black-owned businesses. Around that time, I was trying to jump in, and I was like, yo, support me. I'm a Black-owned business. Support me, support me. What I meant earlier when I said sometimes people aren't ready, for me, you know, and I get inboxes every day from people hitting me up saying, yo, I got a high-end brand. And what they'll do is they'll go get a Gildan t-shirt, and then they'll put a high-end name on the front, and then they say that they have a high-end brand. But it's like, bro, you didn't design anything. You didn't do anything. All you really did was just bought a shell and put your stuff on it. And then I can still see Gildan in the back of it, which is one of the t-shirts that you could possibly buy. Now you're going to people that buy Gucci, that buy Dolce & Gabbana, that buy Louis Vuitton, and you're trying to tell them you have a high-end shirt. Now, since I purchased that kind of stuff, I can tell from the fabric, this isn't a high-end shirt. So when you have all these different people that are trying to say, I'm starting a clothing brand, what is your clothing brand that you're really starting? Because for me, I sketch everything out. I do all the measurements. I make sure that everything is all right with the size chart, and we get our stuff from a roll of cloth. I'm not buying a shirt or buying a hoodie and putting my name on it.
Right.
Now, in the beginning, I was doing that. So where I learned my lesson that was, and I'll give you the perfect example. I know you guys are all familiar with Gilly and Wallow, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Wallow was actually on the same block as me when we were in jail. So I've known Wallow for a while.
Oh,
And
wow, okay.
I remember I ended up getting one of the local rappers here in Philly a pair of my sneakers, and Gilly was asking questions about them. So he plugged me in with Gil. So I ended up meeting up with him, and I was like, yo, I'm with Gil, let me go ahead and give him everything that I have. And all the sneaks that I had, they was trash at the time. It wasn't leather, they was polyurethane leather. I actually still have them as we speak. And the sole was like, paper thin. And you know how them dudes be clowning everybody, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going in this situation, taking one of those as a compliment. And I still have the photo of Gilly when he's holding the sneakers up. Like, man, what the fuck am I doing holding these? You know what I mean? And then, I laugh about it now because I got him, PD Crack, and a couple other people, and they didn't want to tell me that it was bad. And I remember Gilly hit me up and was like, yo, man, like, maybe you should let my wife help you design your stuff. And me being a hard-headed dude that I am, I'm like, nah, I don't need help. I'm gonna do it myself. But it was like, after a period of time, I got with Bernard Hopkins, because me and Bernard was actually at the same prison at different times. And I ended up getting an opportunity to meet him and let him know that he was my influence and all that, because, I designed one of my shoes based off of being influenced by him.
Right.
And he basically loved my story. He embraced me. He's like my uncle now. And one day he was like, listen, bro, let me take you to, a couple stores so I can show you where you need to be. So he ended up taking me to Neiman Marcus. He took me to Saks Fifth Ave. He took me to Macy's. And he was like, what you have going on is not on the level of what you're trying to say that you are. So that goes all the way back. That goes all the way back to what I was saying about the support of the Black community.
Yes.
I'm running around telling all these different people I have a high-end brand. I'm trying to get to all these different celebrities. I'm trying to get people to wear my stuff, but I wasn't ready. So now that I'm ready, I may not get an opportunity to get to Gilly again and be like, yo, this is what I have. Because now he's going to remember Bungee as that cheap shit that I gave him, 4 years ago. You know what I mean? So my ultimate goal.
They appreciate growth. They appreciate growth.
Yeah, like
but I get what he's saying. He's basically like, sometimes you have one chance to make that first impression.
Like think about music. If you trash on music and they remember your name and your record cover, if you try to go back to them when you sharp again, they might not even put it in the CD player or in the deck or whatever it is that they listen to. But that's how I kind of felt. And it's like, for me, I looked at it from day one. My ultimate goal is to get better and better and better and better. And now I'm at the top of the food chain. So it's like, I'm dealing with the same factories that Balenciaga and all them use. So I know
I can see that your stuff, you're definitely playing in their field. And I love that. We see a lot of artists right now have sneakers, but to see just a Black man doing this thing that came from turned your whole entire life around. We want to say that you're Black excellence for us. Sure, we want to definitely make sure everybody goes out there and supports the Bungee brand. Where can they, other than Foot Locker, y'all, but where, can they get some of your pieces? Where can they keep in touch with you and follow
our website? Our website is bungeebrand.com, BUNGEEBRAND.com, or they can follow us on Instagram, and our Instagram is at Bungee Brand. But before we sign off, I just want to say one thing real quick. One of the things, or two of the things that I wanted to address is that number one, you were saying something about Black designers not getting an opportunity.
Right.
One thing that I could tell you, I wasn't given an opportunity. I fought my way in, and I didn't care about an opportunity being given to me. I made my own opportunity. So even if you have to start off with, $100, you have to try to start it yourself and stop depending on someone else to do your stuff. So I can compare it to music. You're not going to sit around and wait for someone to keep paying for your studio time. If you want to be a rapper, you're going to get your own studio money and you're going to get your own studio time. So that's how I looked at the sneaker business. And the second thing that I feel is very important and I had to like relearn is that we have a lot of ghetto-ness in us, especially when you've been in prison or especially when you've been in the hood and you never left your hood. When you're doing big business with like corporations like Foot Locker or anything else like that, I can't go in on some you know what I'm saying? Like you got to go in and you got to speak their language. And a lot of us in the Black community would say, oh, you kissing ass or you doing this and doing that. No, I'm making money. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like you already have one strike against me because I was in prison. They already know that. Number two, they know that I'm a former rap artist, so they know that. And then if you look at my criminal history, I have gun charges, I have assault charges, I have drug charges. So most of the people that, are in this corporate America, they don't want to deal with someone like me. So if I come in there with the ignorance, then they're not gonna let me in at all. So one of the things that I had to do is I had to really like educate myself and kind of like school myself, because even like when it came time for doing emails, I had to like look at how people were formatting their emails and how they were talking to each other when I was on a group email. And I had to basically copy that style and try to figure it out. So I hate it when people say it to me, but when I actually talk to different people that are not of our race, I hate it when they say I articulate myself well. I hate that because all of us know how to articulate ourselves.
Yeah, it's a thing that I feel like they try to use against us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I just feel like, for all the people that are out there that are listening, I just really want people just to understand that nothing is easy and you have to communicate well. And sometimes you have to go for your dream and let other people catch up. That's the only three things I can say.
That's it. Gotta preach that good word this morning. Okay. Where can they follow you on Instagram? Where can they follow the brand on Instagram?
Yeah, our Instagram is at Bungee Brand. We have two different things. And I don't want to confuse anyone, but our high-end brand is Bungee Oblečení. And then we also have something called Property of Bungee. That's going to be the lower end. And I do have a lot of big announcements, but I can't announce anything yet. So I will definitely get in contact with you guys when that time comes.
Perfect.
How you spell Bungee?
How
you spell Bungee?
Bungee.
Not to mention, it's literally right on the screen.
Yo, listen, I can't read.
Clearly. Anyway, so there's one segment that we do have that we're gonna add in, and we do want to quickly mention Meg Thee Stallion. She got the key to the city, and she got her own day as well in her hometown of Houston, Texas, Mom. With May 2nd being named Megan Thee Stallion Day. So that's Black excellence. And also Alicia Keys will be launching a makeup line, which is a bit ironic because I could have sworn she stopped wearing makeup quite some time ago, but it will be launching actually today. Well, for you, it will be a different day, but that will be May 1st. So
I'll take Weight Watchers if I give me a check.
Weight Watchers.
I'll do it right now if I give me a check.
Okay, now what we're gonna do is our last segment of the show, and that is called Wax's ABCs. Now, what we do, put your damn phone, we can't see that. Put the phone on.
No, y'all two are funny, man. Y'all two are funny.
So what we do here on Wax's ABCs before we close out the show is we give Wax a word. He has to spell it, use it in a he has to use it in a sentence, define it, and say the word. Okay, we're gonna spell it out for him. He's gonna read it. You ready?
It's like
the hit. Here it go. It is HIEROGLYPHIC. Wax, what word is this?
This right here is hieroglyphic. Hieroglyphic is glaucoma and a picnic. All right, this is Polish people always say hi everywhere they go. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I know about Polish people. I grew up in London. A lot of Polish people. I played soccer with them. I grew up playing soccer. So a lot of guys I had on my team was Polish. So it's like is just like this. They always say hi to everybody, and this dude named Ro, and they always like to have picnics. They always have tea and picnics all the time. So it's just like it's like when you say hi, Ro, that's just like, yo, I want to have a picnic in Polish.
Okay, so that's the definition, having a picnic in Polish.
Yeah.
Okay, so use it in a sentence.
All right. I went when I was in playing soccer with all my Polish guys. When I walked on, I was wondering what was going on because everybody was like, "Hi, Ro, picnic," and everybody was over there. Everybody was over there having a bunch of picnics. So I'm like, okay, every time they say "Hi, Ro" in Polish, that means they want to have a picnic.
There's not even an N in here.
Picnic is at the end.
Picnic. It would have to be an N for Nick, right?
This is their slang.
The N is silent.
You know how we be like fuck, and it's FKU. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
No.
Right?
Anyway, Smith, can you help him out a little bit?
Hieroglyphic. It's a pictographic script, so Egyptians use them as recognizable symbols to communicate stories.
I said Polish Egyptian.
You got the culture wrong.
Just a little bit. It was a picnic though, right?
No. All right. So we're going to get out of here. Bully and the Beast podcast.
Yo.
Darrell, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, bro.
I want to make sure everybody goes on over to the Bungee brand to go get you something, go copy something. It's fly. We definitely need to get wax some stuff. I'm tired of seeing the same fucking hat.
I got a bunch of them. I just don't know what's going on. But listen, you have cargos? Because I can't wear sweats.
Yeah, man. Let me go ahead and get y'all.
Get me right, man. Come on.
I need to make sure all y'all get hooked up. Let me make sure I get y'all information when the call's over.
If you see these pants that wax frequents, they're high waters, they're tight, they make me uncomfortable.
Yo, but it's not my fault. I just don't know because everything is European, you know. And I found out I'm West African.
Shut up.
Everything is European waist.
We're gonna get out of here. Bully and the Beast podcast.
Yeah.